guys. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Friday, July 26th. This is Luis Moreno with Think Medicare, Think ACA. I've been gone for the past 2 weeks. I've been on vacation, so sorry I haven't been keeping up with these things, but I did not have the ability to YouTube live where I was at. I was up in Iceland for 2 weeks and then Greenland, and I did not have good internet or the ability to run this thing. And plus, there was a 5-hour time difference. So very, very difficult to do. But hey, thank you all. So let's just jump right into this thing. So what do we do here on the YouTube Live Open Mic Fridays? Any questions, ACA, any questions, Medicare, the changes that are coming through, hit me up. I've got a series of questions here that I've already got prepared that people have sent me. But let's go ahead and let's see. Rod CIV. I don't know how we say that, but do you have a question? I'll take yours first. Go ahead and type. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting on this thing. Do me a favor and just chat your questions. I thought we had a little communication. 2 weeks and I'm already losing it. But go ahead and type your question in. Okay, so new changes with ACA are great. Yeah, we've got a bunch of changes coming through, guys. We'll talk about the first one. It's a pain in the butt, and that is every 12 hours, we have got to integrate our FFM on Health Sherpa. Oh, man, what a pain in the butt that is, okay? But all it is, guys, it's just a barrier. It's a hurdle, and just overcome it. You know, we can complain, we can whine about it, but you know what? It is probably a 30-second obstacle to overcome on your course of business. So let's say that you come in at 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay, you come in at 8 o'clock and you go to your Health Sherpa and it's going to say you got to integrate. Click the button. It takes you to portal.cms.gov. Okay, very easy. If you're using Google, and you've got your password deal turned on, you have your passwords on there. You hit submit, and then it's going. If you have two-factor authentication set up, it can text you or email you a code. I have mine set up for automatic text. I go on there, I plug in the code, hit submit, and within a few seconds, I'm integrated and I am done. That's it. Now, if I start at 8, that means at 8 p.m. or 8 a.m., now it's 8 p.m., I'm going to have to do it again at 8 p.m. Oh, well, if you're putting that many hours in, awesome. If you're not, it is what it is, guys. Then you'll do it again every morning. Okay, so that's the first change that I've seen out there. The second change is the 3-way call. And I have yet to do one, but one of my ACA producers has done one. I'm going to ask him to come on over here and talk about the 3-way. But I look at this as a good thing, guys. For the past, I think almost 2 years, we've had to deal with these rat agents stealing our business. Their whole job is just to steal policies. Okay, they don't go out there and market and bring in new clients. And technically what they do is they go run these clickbait ads, get these insureds that are desperate. Who knows? Maybe they're not the brightest and the sharpest out there, but they click on these ads with a promise of getting $6,400 or maybe a $500 free Visa gift card. They collect their data, and then these guys very easily would go in there and steal it from us. And they would do it in various ways. They would either just keep the same policy and change the agent of record. That was what they would start doing. And then some carriers started the agent of record protection. And so what these idiots were doing now is cancel or moving them to another plan completely without checking with the doctor, without checking docs, without checking meds. They would just move it. So now if there is an agent of record on a policy, now they must get the insured on the phone and do the process with them over the phone. So I'm going to let Ivan sit here. He did one yesterday, and he's going to discuss how that went because I have yet to do one.
All right. What's up, guys? So pretty straightforward the way they went about it. I had a customer call in. She already had a plan, didn't like it, and she wanted to make changes. So add a person, and she wanted to change carriers. So I went in there. As usual, it allowed me to go through the whole application, make the changes as needed. It even let me look at new plans. As soon as it was time to pick the plan and enroll her, that's when I got an error message saying that she needed to be on a 3-way call with the marketplace, I believe. So while I had her on the phone, we called them up. They went through the whole application again, made sure that it was the plan that she wanted, made sure that she answered all of the questions about Medicaid, about CHIP, about being denied for that, about her income, address, everything that I had already gone over. They went into it again, and I would say maybe even in more depth. Then finally, they allowed her to pick the plan that she wanted to be on, and they said it would be reflected as soon as she jumped in there.
And did you change? Did they have another agent on there, or were we the agent of record?
They had a different agent of record.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it was pretty cool, because now it's gonna be a lot harder for these other agents to.
So hope you were able to understand. So the time consuming part of it is that these reps at Marketplace are going to go through every single question. Okay. And so you got to coach your insured and make sure that they're aware that they're going to have to answer every question. And then when there is a section there, when it gets to the agent, then we need it. Now, were they talking to the insured, or did they let you talk?
They let me talk, but the insured was on, and they were mainly just talking to the insured.
Okay, so make sure that if they bypass the section of the agent, make sure no, make sure you add me as the agent of record. Here's my name and here's my NP, that way you are now the agent of record. So it's now made it difficult, not impossible, difficult. So these rat agents that were out there just doing it on the computer very easily now are going to have to actually talk to the insured. Okay, they talk to the insured, do a 3-way call. And if that happens, it happens, guys. It's just business. It's the way it is. But it's not going to happen at the rate that it was happening in the past. So I think, even though it's a pain in the butt, I think it's awesome, at least, that they're doing that. Okay. So look at it as a good thing, not a bad thing. Now, if these are virgin clients, okay, they do not have an agent of record, then you're going to be able to process without having to go through that 3-way call. But if they do have an agent of record, be aware of that. All right, cool. So hope that helps you out. I'm just going to go through the next question here. TJ Hudson, how much walk-in business do you get in ACA? Oh, okay. So not as much as I used to. Now, it's kind of hard for you to see because I've got this big weed here that I didn't like, but I like it because the sun was hitting me directly. Now I get shade. But you can see through here, it's a very busy street. Okay, 4-lane street. I had signs in my yard here in front of my office. I had Obamacare Enrollment Center. I used to have my lobby, which is right over there on the other side of the aquarium. That's my wall. I have a lobby right there. That would fill up. I'd have to have people in my office. I've got 9 staff. I'd have to have them help me prepare these people, collect data, and it was great. Now it doesn't happen anymore like I thought it used to. So I do get a few walk-ins, but it is the icing on the cake. It is a few, but it's not the majority. And when I say a walk-in, I'm talking about somebody just walking off the street we've never had business with. Now, I do get a lot of my clients that come in. So I've had this office. I've always owned my own office. And so my clientele is used to coming and see me. If I don't do it over the phone, I ask them to come to my office and do it in person. So we do have a lot of enrollments that we do face-to-face, but walk-in traffic, it is not what it used to be. So for some of you guys, if you're thinking about opening up an office and you're like, well, you know what, I'm going to open an office up. I'm going to slap Obamacare Enrollment Center and they're going to walk in. Those, I don't see that happening like it used to. We're now in a day and age, especially with COVID, where people are used to doing everything virtual, either by Zoom or by phone. So I think that's a bigger chunk of the business, not walk in face to face. Hope that helps you out, TJ. If not, man, re-ask me a question. Victor, I switched over to a better account. What can we do while we wait for CMS training? Okay, so I don't know if it's open for 2025 yet. In fact, I would tell you it's not. It's supposed to open in early August. So it went dark July 12th, and I don't think it's open yet. Okay, we'll all get emails saying, hey, it's open, ready to go. In the meantime, there's not much that you can do. You've got to wait for that certification to open up for 2025. And I will tell you this, when you certify for 2025, it will work for your enrollments for 2025, but it will also work for 2024. So in the meantime, Victor, you're just going to have to be prepared. Make sure that I believe you're one of my agents. Man, make sure you're joining me on my training, which I haven't done in 2 weeks because I've been on vacation, but we'll go back and get you trained up and learn everything that you can. That way, when the certification does open up, you're ready. Hope I answered that question there, man. If not, hit me up. Luis Garza, in Sherpa, the referral bonus, is it worth it to turn it on? Why would anyone do this? I don't have it turned on. The only reason that you would do a referral to Health Sherpa is if it is a plan that you do not have a contract with. That's it. Aside from that, hell no, you don't want to refer it. Okay, not at all. Okay, it is way better to be the agent of record and get your commission and possibly based on your volume, get a bonus. Okay, so I would not do it unless it is you're enrolling somebody into a plan that you don't have access to. For example, in Florida, unless you work for Florida Blue, you're not going to be able to write Florida Blue. But if you refer it to Florida Blue, I do believe Health Sherpa will pay you a $25 referral. Better than nothing. Okay, so maybe it helps pay for that lead that you spent some money on. Okay, the referral, is it subject to chargebacks? I don't think so, but I do believe that Health Sherpa has a requirement that you stay on the books for a couple of months. Like I said, I don't do any referrals. I mainly sell in Texas, and I've got contracts with every plan. So I have it turned off. Okay, but I don't sell anywhere outside of Texas. All right, you can send a link instead of making a three-way call. I didn't know that. Ivan, were you aware of that? On the three-way call, you can send a link. Interesting. I'll dig more into that. I didn't know that was an option. And I don't know what that link, maybe that link is to do the application over the computer. My guess, can you, data is amazing. Can you maybe reply back on that link? Does it give the insured? Does that link go to the insured and give them the ability to complete the app? Or what does it do? Okay. Again, going back to Luis Garza, does Sherpa notify you when there's a change? Yes, it does, guys. So there is on Health Sherpa. In fact, I'm going to log in right now, and it's going to ask me to reintegrate. So here we go. I get the message that says reintegrate to your account to avoid disruptions. Very easy. Look at how quick I'm going to do this thing. Reintegrate your account. Okay. Agree to the terms. Sign in. Okay. Send a text message. Go to my phone. There it is. Okay, 680-858. Done. Man, I'm integrated. That's it. Your FFM integration was successful. Close the tab now. I think I got that done in less than 30 seconds. All right. So when on Health Sherpa, to answer your question, Luis, if you go to, let's see here. Oh, okay. You click on the clients tab. Okay. You're going to have at the very top, you're going to have all clients at risk AOR. And you're going to have two on here that will have the at risk. In fact, I got two people on here right now. And nope, it's very odd. I don't understand. It's showing my NPN. So who knows? But at least it has that ability to let you know when there's an agent of record change. But remember, with the new rules now, if they called in or that link went out, I got to figure out what the link is for. That client's talking to another agent. and you probably fell asleep at the wheel. But for me to have two people, and one of these, and I don't know why it's wrong because I'm showing it as the NPN out of over 5,000 clients, that's not bad. Okay. So, all right. So yes, well, remember, you go on the clients tab and there's at-risk AOR. You'll see documents due, and you will see EDE access revoked. So when you see EDE access revoked, that means that they're talking to their agent. Okay. And I would not go and re-enable it unless you get the consent to do it. Okay. Be careful, guys. I have already heard from agents who have got 90-day suspensions for not having consent and confirmation. So again, how are they going to know when there's a complaint? So be very, very careful. Make sure you're getting consent and confirmations. All right, PC Cox, let's get in here. Good morning. I did it on Tuesday. I didn't have to be on the phone because a client called them, but they called me to get my NPN. They said it could be corrected in 15 days for the client. Ugh. Okay, so here's what I would recommend. Don't let your clients do it without you. Yes, you've got to spend some time on it. It's going to cost you 30 minutes of your time, but I would be on that three-way call. Unless you've got a client and they know your name and NPN, make them aware of that. Again, you were playing with your money, and so you want to make sure that the client or that your NPN is being listed on that as the agent of record. Remember, we get paid very well, guys, for ACA. So me personally, I wouldn't depend on the client to do it. They may forget, the marketplace may not ask. They may just say the name and forget your NPN, or they get it wrong. Either way, just make sure. Okay. Let's continue here. Victor, telesales or door knocking, which one do you prefer? Telesales all day long. The beauty with ACA, guys, you can door knock. Man, you can chase people down. You can put flyers on windshields. There's no marketing rules. When it comes to Medicare, hell no, don't do any of that. You can't talk, you can't door knock, you can't you can't cold call. There's a lot of marketing rules for Medicare, but ACA, the only thing we've got to worry about, guys, is the consent and the confirmation. All right, let's go with Mario. Health Sharper paid me $25. Yep, that's the referral you get for Florida Blue. Again, it's not great, but it's better than zero. TJ Hudson, it goes to the insured. So I guess that link goes to the insured, and then the insured would complete the application. So not bad. Luis Garza, is it better to sell in one state and focus, or to sell in multiple? That's a tough question. I only sell in Texas. This is what I tell agents. Guys, you do not have your entire state locked down. There's so much business in your state. Okay. I would definitely, of course, do your home state, but if you want to expand, there's nothing wrong with it. The issue comes down to this: is how are you going to get leads how are you going to get leads in the other state? Okay. So how would you get leads? I don't know. Unless you're going to go do some social media marketing and market to that particular state. Or possibly you have a referral source in that state. So definitely make sure you have the ability to get leads in that state. We do have a bunch of states added, mainly because we get referrals, and also mainly because my clients are moving out to those states and they still want us to be their agent. So I do it out of the necessity, and not because I want to go market in those other states. I think, well, and now with the new rules changing, maybe I'm going to change my thought process. But man, I will tell you, the hub, the mecca of the rat agents is Florida. I'm not saying all Florida agents are rats, but man, you have got some rat nest of crooked stealing agents in South Florida. That's just kind of where I don't know why they're all over it. I mean, I'm sure they're all over, but we were selling in Florida, and literally we would write somebody, and by the end of the day it was already stolen. So we just quit doing it. Okay, let's continue here. Data is amazing. The link is a resume link. You text or email the link to the client. They get a code to verify identity. Then the client finishes the application. They want to work the application all the way to the end. Okay, there you go. So thank you for sharing that. All right. Armando, as a new agent, should we focus on ACA or add Medicare and or PNC? Okay, so I'm answering the PNC part. PNC is a beast, guys. All right. The PNC market right now, there's a lot of turmoil with PNC. Rates are going up. I mean, it is just craziness with PNC. So also, a lot of carriers are shrinking they're limiting their exposure. So it is hard to get an appointment with carriers right now. They just don't want to grow. They want to limit their exposure. So I would, and also they're reducing commissions. I've been dealing with commission reductions. It's just been the past 5 years. It's like they did it one time, they got away with it, and now it's just constantly reduction of commissions, and it sucks. So I keep selling, but I'm not making more money because my commissions have been reduced. So it's not a good thing. If you definitely want to do PNC, what I would suggest is go partner with an existing PNC agency and become a producer for them. Then once you become a producer for them, you have access to their markets, you sell, and then you negotiate a commission based on whatever you can work out. I know with my producers, what I do when somebody wants to produce for me, if they just send me a referral, I give them a one-time referral. If they are licensed, they want to handle the entire transaction, and I don't have to do anything, I give them 70% of new business and 70% renewals. So that they're going to manage that entire client, then they get 70% of whatever the agency makes. So, and with no overhead. Now, they're also subject to chargebacks. So if the policy cancels, I'm going to charge them back. So I think 70, I don't even know if that's standard, but that's what I do. Okay, now let's go to the ACA and Medicare. So what I do both, it is really up to, it's your capability. I would do both, because if you go get a lead, why limit yourself to just under 65 or over 65? But you got to be you have to have the ability to wear two hats, depending on the insured that you're visiting. And it's not an easy thing. So with ACA, you get contracted with the carriers and you do one certification. If you're in a state-based exchange, you got to do that state's specific training and certification. That's it, and you're done. With Medicare, it's a lot more intense. With Medicare, you've got to do AHIP, which is your Medicare 101, and that is a beast of an exam to pass. You got to score 90, 50 questions, so you can only miss 5. You do your AHIP 101, or it's your Medicare 101, and then every carrier that you're appointed with, you're going to have to do carrier certification. So if you go pick United, Aetna, Humana, Cigna, WellCare, that's 5 different certifications that you have to do. And it's not nothing wrong with it. It takes you about an hour to get them done. But well, not really but once you've done that, then you get your ready to sell and you're good to go. So if you've got the capability to do that, I would say 100% get it done. Okay, I don't see why not. You just got to be aware that there's a definite line between ACA and Medicare when it comes to marketing and the rules and the compliance that you've got to deal with. With ACA, you can do telesales, face-to-face, whatever. With Medicare, if it's not face-to-face, you've got to deal with the 48-hour rule and the scope of appointment, which means you go they sign a doc, and they sign this doc, and you can't continue with your appointment till 48 hours later. Okay, 48 hours passes by, then you can visit with them and you complete the app, but you've got to record the entire conversation, and your presentation must be compliant. Can't miss anything. Okay, so I would say if you have the capability, why not? Get them both done. Okay. Victor, do you know when Shauna's course? I think it's up today. Today, I got an email from her yesterday that it will reopen today. So Facebook, guys, I love Facebook ads. I run them for my ACA business. I've also created a Medicare webinar that I'm going to be offering for sale. It's a complete turnkey webinar that you can run. We've done it for Medicare. We're going to be doing it for ACA. and it's something that you will run on social media. You'll get people to watch it, and then hopefully either set up an appointment with you or give you their information so you can write it. Shauna's Facebook ad course. It is, in fact, let me see if it's open now. And I'll post the link here. No, it's still not open, guys. So I'm going to give you guys the link. Okay, just hang tight. It was supposed to be open today. She was updating it based on the new algorithms and new changes that Facebook came up with. But I just don't, she told me it was going to be open today. But either way, click on my link and you can get into her course. All right, let's continue. Let's see here. Okay, TJ, what would be a good budget for marketing per agent for ACA OEP? So OEP, guys, starts November the 1st and ends January the 15th, 2.5 months. It's advertising. I have no idea what your ad is going to produce. Here's the deal that I have seen, guys, is that a lot of agents now are advertising on social media. So there's a lot of competition for that client. Everybody's running ACA social media ads. When you have a lot of ads being run, your cost is going to go up. Now, 1 year, I would say 2 years ago, when I got involved with Shauna on my course on my Facebook, and she tweaked it out. I got my lead cost down to about $4 a lead. Beautiful. Next year passed, or a year passed, same ad, same everything, nothing changed. Now it's anywhere between 15 to 20 bucks. What changed? Only thing that I didn't change my ad, I didn't change my wording, I didn't change anything. So the only thing that I can attribute it to is there's a lot more agents in the business and a lot of ads being run. Now, what's going away now, and this is because the carriers are now enforcing marketing rules for ACA, and what they're doing is if they find out that an agent is running these scam clickbait ads, this $500 free gift card, which is a bunch of BS. If they're running the $6,400 back to help pay your bills that clients stupid enough to click on and think that's going to happen. If a carrier finds out that you're running those ads, they're now enforcing action. Hopefully they're going to terminate their ads. I'm hoping, hey, be done with them. Make them pay. Cancel their appointment. Remove their commissions. So now that that's happening, I think we won't have a lot of these ads, and I'm hoping our cost is going to go down. But it's very hard to say, TJ. What I do is during the open enrollment, I run $100 a day. Outside of open enrollment, I run $50 a day. But I do run multiple campaigns. So I will run static image ads or dynamic static image ads where it changes. I will also run video ads. Okay, so, and I kind of watch the algorithms and the cost per lead to see what I'm getting. As long as I'm writing business, I keep them running, guys. So I will tell you this, if you're getting $20 ads or $20 leads, you need 1 out of 20 to break even when you annualize the commission. Okay, 1 out of 20. So it's still a good thing, even if you're paying 20 bucks. TJ, hit me back up if I helped you out there. Okay. Luis, what percentage of your leads come from social media? 90%. Okay. I have created a great grassroots network, but it's taken years. I think daily we get leads from Cancer Center. So there's a big cancer center here. I've got 3 or 4 ladies that sit at the that are advocates. They help these people with cancer, and they call me. Luis, I got another one for you. They don't have insurance, or maybe they're losing their insurance at work because they can no longer work due to the cancer, and they don't have insurance, or maybe they're getting Cobra and it's super expensive. I get calls from them quite a bit. I get calls from other agents. I get even my own producers are running their own ads on social media. I mean, we're doing a lot of grassroots stuff that generates business, but the majority of new business is coming from Facebook. Will, do you recommend getting contracted with all carriers in the state, only the ones you work with? Great freaking question. Man, if it's ACA, get them all. Remember, you don't have to do carrier certification, and you might as well have them all. Okay, there's two reasons for this. Number one is the rates vary per county. So in this one county, one carrier may be the best, but in this other county, it may be another carrier. And you don't want to have that one carrier in that other county. Secondly, is every year, the least expensive plan changes. So this year in my county, it's Blue Cross. I will guarantee you that in 2025, it will not be Blue Cross. In 2023, I think it was United. No, it was Aetna was the lowest cost plan. And then it was Ambetter one year. So every single year, the low cost plans will change. So if it's ACA, get them all. Okay. In addition, okay, and you can email me, guys. Okay. In addition, you want to send me an email. I'm going to put my email up there. You can email me. For the under 65 market, make sure that you have a dental and vision carrier. Now, I use Emeritus. If you don't have Emeritus and you want it, hit me up. Send me an email. I'd be glad to send that to you. Okay. And then in addition, also have an indemnity plan for insureds. I use Allstate. An indemnity plan will help our insureds meet their out-of-pocket that they have on an ACA plan. Okay. I use Allstate just for my under 65. It will help them meet that out-of-pocket when there's an accident or they're hospitalized. Okay. And the plan that I use there is called the Plan Enhancer. It starts off with accident, and then you can upgrade it and add hospitalization. You just can't get hospitalization. It has to be accident and then an upgrade. Now we're dealing with Medicare. So I'm shifting now. With Medicare, do you get all the carriers? If you're a new agent, I would say no. Start off with your major players: United, Humana, Aetna, WellCare, Cigna, maybe 4 or 5. Remember, you're going to have to do certification with each one. You can always come back and add the regional ones or some other ones that you missed down the road. But I would start off with a couple. Okay. Also, in the over 65 world, make sure that you have some med sub carriers. Okay. I use Mutual of Omaha a lot, and I use United Healthcare. So in my area, United Healthcare is the best priced Medicare supplement. It's beating Mutual by a few dollars a month, but every dollar counts for these seniors that are on a fixed budget. So think about also getting some med sub carriers. If you don't have them, I can hook you up also. And then make sure you also, that Emeritus contract that you use for under 65, you can also use that for over 65 when you are selling a med sub. You got to remember, med sub does not cover dental and vision. So you can add dental and vision, and they've got to purchase that plan. And then the third thing that I would have for over 65 is make sure that you add a indemnity plan. I love using Heartland National. There's GTL. There's a whole bunch of them. I stick to one because I want to produce a lot with them. You have the ability to win trips with them. They have bonuses. So I like to place all my business with one carrier, and I use Heartland National. And what it would do, it was indemnify our seniors who have a Medicare Advantage. It will cover their hospital copay, their ER copay, their ambulance copay, and then you can add wellness, you can add dental, vision, and hearing, and you can add cancer between $1,000 and $20,000. Okay, so definitely add those. If you do not have those contracts and you want them, my email's on the screen there. Send me an email and I will send you over contracting. All right. Cassidy, agreed. I'm in Tampa, and agents here in Florida are greedy. Yeah, some of these agents there, and they're all over. Florida just has a bunch of them, but there's a lot of great agents everywhere, and also in Florida. So I'm not grouping all you Florida agents, but I will tell you, there is some hubs over there of nothing but rat agents. And I think a lot of it is they do hire new people, and these new people have no idea. But once they become aware of what's happening, a lot of them tend to bail. And also what has happened is those that bailed are the ones that are getting these 90-day suspensions because they're the ones that processed this stuff. Okay. So be very, very careful. If you're a new agent and you're working for a hub out there and their whole business model is stealing clients, your butt's going to be on the line. They're going to come after you. They're definitely going to go after the owner, but they're going to turn it and rat you out and say, no, I didn't do this. The agent did this. And there goes your livelihood. So be very, very careful. Okay, Abdil, can you recommend 3 top Medicare insurance companies to start off in Texas? Hell yeah, I can. So the top 3 Medicare companies, it's going to be county based. Okay. My personal lineup is United, Humana, Aetna. Now I've got a buddy in the business. Okay. Same county. And he has a different lineup. He uses Humana for everything. Okay. So it's not a matter of, is Humana better than United? No, it's different. It's a different network. It's a different formulary, which is the formulary is a list of drugs, and the benefits are different. So you have to pick what is best in that county that you're selling. And I like putting a lot of business with one company because the reps are going to get to know you. Okay. Also, when you put a lot of business with a company, you're able to pick the pockets of these reps. They've got marketing money and they can co-op with you. So yes, it's nice to spread around. I do Humana business. I do write a little bit of Aetna, not very much, but I do a lot of United. So it gives me the ability to go to my United rep and say, hey man, I need a little money. I'm going to run some ads. I'm going to do this. Hey, hook me up. Okay. So those are the top 3 that I use. But again, look at my buddy, same county. And instead of United, he does everything through Humana. So at least use those 3. Okay, Victor, what with these lead costs, should newer agents join a captive agency or go independent? Man, that's a tough question. So, man, I'll tell you, I got my wheels turning. So there's not a good or there's not a right or a wrong with this question. It really depends. Okay. Some agents don't have the ability to be in business for themselves. Okay. If you're independent and you're going to be the agent of record, you own the business, but you have to absorb or have the money to pay lead costs, to pay employees, to pay your office, to pay everything. And sometimes being on this side of the fence is not that great. There's a lot of pressure for us employers, us business owners. Okay. And as you grow and as you build your empire, I don't sell that much. I'm the CEO of my company. It's hard for me to sell now, but you got to have people. I mean, I'd be multi-millionaire. I mean, I've saved a good amount of money, but I would have tons of it if I didn't have staff, if I didn't have expenses. They eat about 50% of the gross, so maybe even more. So is there a better or a worse? If you got the ability to be your own agent, rock and roll, go that route. If you don't, then definitely working for a captive. Sure, go ahead. The business is not yours, but you're going to get paid a salary. You might get bonuses. You may make a very good living. So it really depends on you. Okay. Really hard for me to say which way to go. Armando, do carriers have a minimum production to keep your appointment? No, they don't. I'm thinking Molina, but no. As far as I can think, no. In the life world, yes. When you get life insurance carriers, if you don't meet your minimum production, yeah, you're going to get terminated. It happens to me sometimes. But I will tell you, do not, with ACA and with Medicare, there's no minimum production. But I will tell you this, United, if you don't write one policy with them, they're going to charge you an appointment fee at the end of the year, $200 and something. And that's United Medicare. That's it. But outside of that, not that I'm aware of. No minimum production. Good question. Hey, Rafael, thank you, bro. Appreciate the comment. I love ACA, guys. I will tell you, it's been life-changing. There's for me, it's put me in a whole nother financial scale. I mean, I bought my coast house, paid my current house off with it in 2 years. And now I think in 1 year, I'll be able to hopefully pay my coast home. And it just, ACA is really, really good, guys. But it's a lot of work. We bust our butts out there. Okay. Again, thank you, Rafael. Francisco. Hey, Luis, I'm here in LA. LA Care is the most economical, and I noticed that you guys don't have it. Yes, that is very, very true. We do not have LA Care. So you can pursue a direct appointment with them. In fact, let me go and research them. So if you work with us, guys, we're going to give you a set of carriers. So in California, we work only with Aetna, Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, Molina, and Oscar. That's it. That's all we have. Okay. LA Care. Let's go check these guys out. LA Care. They're an HMO. Okay. Hey, I would be super, from what I'm seeing here, this is an MAPD. This is a Medicare plan. And again, I'm just Googling this thing right now, but I don't think that these guys are ACA. And this is just like 10 seconds of looking at this thing. I don't know. Let's see. Plan overview. Medi-Cal membership for Los Angeles County. So experience why more Angelinos choose LA Care for Medi-Cal. So LA Care is something to do with Medicaid. I don't think you're going to get paid on this thing. Okay. So it's like Medicaid. You help people with Medicaid, you're doing social work, you're not going to get paid. But that's just me from looking at this thing. So that's probably why we don't have it. So I would say that this is a alternative to Medi-Cal, which is Medicaid. And I don't think, let's see, how to join. How do I qualify? So you got to live in Los Angeles. It's for people 26 to 49. Has nothing to do with ACA. So I would say stay away from it. I don't think you can become an agent and offer it because you're not going to get paid. That's probably why we don't have it. Okay, data is amazing here. Per state with UHC Medicare. Yes, I think I love UHC. I mean, they're usually the elephant in the room. Here in my county, they have over 50% market share. The people that I put into United Healthcare, I don't lose them. I have very, very good retention with them. And also, they don't allow agent of record. What I also love about them is that I've had my insureds sometimes bypass me. They call. Let's just say I have an insured set up with a regular MAPD. And then down the road, they qualify for Medicaid. They call me. I'll put them into a dual, no big deal. But I've had them call United Healthcare, and an internal agent will flip them to a dual plan, but I will still maintain my agent of record and get paid. Okay, I verified that. I'm like, what the hell happened here? How did this get switched out? I'm still getting paid on them. So they have some very serious agent of record protections, which I love. Humana has that too. All right, let's continue. Victor, you can cross-sell ACA between life, but not Medicare. That is correct. So again, remember, ACA has no marketing rules. So at that appointment for an ACA client, sell them whatever you want to sell them. I package ourselves. So when I talk to an insured, I will sell them. I will offer them the ACA, the dental and vision, and the indemnity. We can talk about life. We can talk about auto insurance, home insurance, do everything. For Medicare, you got to be very, very careful. Remember, there's a scope of appointment that allows you to talk about certain things. So on that scope of appointment, you'll have supplements, you'll have Part D prescription plans, you'll have Part C MAPD plans, you'll have, I think, cancer plans, and you'll have indemnity plans. And I tell my insurance, check them all. Put your initials on all of them. Okay, that way it opens the doors. But life insurance is not on that scope of appointment. So It doesn't mean you can't mention it. Doesn't mean that you can't talk about it. You just can't do the sale at that appointment. So what I would recommend, if you're in that Medicare appointment, set a second appointment for that Life Act. Okay. It can be 30 minutes later, an hour later. Come back, figure it out. Play with, but just don't make it be at that same event. All right, TJ, I'm familiar with ACA. I'm currently with an FMO. What would be the benefits of becoming a downline of yours versus sticking? So you want me to pitch you? Yeah, I would say the bottom line is everybody pays pretty much the same. So it's not about pay. I would say on my side is the difference between that FMO and the one that I'm with is me. Okay. I'm in the business. Okay. I'm just not one of these guys that is an executive and is just teaching. No, we are in high level ACA, Medicare. I mean, we sell everything and we're highly involved in that. So everything that works for me, I put down to my agents. Secondly, all the training, if you're completely trained with ACA, you don't need training, but possibly you need support. So I've got school where agents go put their questions in. We've got over 700 agents in that room. Everybody tries to answer your questions. During OEP and AEP, I have open mics. I don't train during that season. So I run open mics where I have agents come in. And then the final thing I would say is that during AEP, OEP, I tell agents, look, I'm going to get, you all have my cell phone. And this is only for my agents. Call me. All right. Don't call me to chit chat. I don't need, I'm not going to show how my day is or whatever. It's business time. We're running 200 miles an hour. So I tell agents, look, post your questions on school. Okay. You can email me, which I don't prefer. I'm always running late or behind on my emails. But if you're with a client and you're stuck, only if you're with a client, 911 me on a text. Luis, I'm with a client right now. I need help. I'm stuck. Okay. At this level of where I'm at and how long I've been doing this, 99.9999% of the time, I'm going to get you unstuck in less than a minute. Now, I can't answer specific plan questions in your area because I don't know your plans. Hell, I can barely keep up with the plans in my county. So if you're over there like, hey, how does this network work? I'm not going to be answering those kind of questions. But what I can answer is your broad questions. And so I tell you, just call me. And I'm like, you know what? Just straight to business. Hey, Luis, I'm sitting here with Mr. Client, Mr. Insured. His question is this. Usually I can answer in a minute. I give you the answer, click, you're done, you proceed, and you go sell. Outside of that, I would say what else? That's it. That's really it. So you've got to determine if that's of value to you or not. There's a lot of tools that we put out. We are revamping the agent CRM workflows. So we've got our initial set of workflows. For any of you guys who do not have a CRM, we are creating all of our workflows. We're calling it the 2.0 version, and we're updating everything that we use, making it a little bit better for you guys. So you'll also have access to that. So it's really up to you, TJ. If you're happy with where you're at, no big deal. If you don't have Emeritus or Heartland National or Allstate, hey, I can help you out with that if you want to keep your current up. So it's up to you. Oh, and I will tell you this, the other deal, TJ, is we at our organization, at our contracting partner, we give you the ability to build a downline. So if you want to get entrepreneurial and you want to build a downline, so if you've got colleagues that want to do what you're doing, then we've got the ability for you to put them underneath you at a lower commission than what you're at. And then the spread between your commission and their commission is what you make as an override. So we've got that ability. All right, Armando, where can we find rules and regulations for Medicare advertising? When you do your AHIP 101, I believe module 4 or 5 and 5 is all about compliance. That's where you'll figure out everything about the question that you're asking. Okay. So make sure you pay attention to your AHIP 101. Krista, what do we need to know about the CMS final rule? I'm going to assume this is ACA final ruling that you're talking about. Number one, I would say this: make sure that you are collecting consent before you do a search. You can quote these people, you can collect data, you can do everything, but make sure that you're collecting consent before you do the search. And then before you finish your app and you submit it, make sure that you're getting confirmation that all the data is correct. Okay, make that happen, guys, without fail. I tell my people, if we don't get consent, don't even, just let it sit there. We lost the lead. It's not worth it to get in trouble. Okay, so I would say, number one, do not fail in getting the consent and confirmation. It's just the way things are. The next thing is the other ruling on having, I'm going to assume maybe if we're talking Medicare, I don't know, Krista, maybe you can hit me right back up. The 48-hour rule, don't screw around with that. It's not 2 days, guys. It's 48 hours. There's a difference. Okay. So make sure that 48 hours has passed before you do your appointment. If you're not doing it face to face, there's a couple of exceptions. Face to face, they call in, and it's the within 4 days of the ending of a valid election. Medicare. Okay, there we go, Krista. Thank you. So getting back to the Medicare side. Yes, the SOA, don't screw around with that. I don't know if you're talking about the compensation changes, whatever. We're getting more money. Just write tons of business. I wouldn't worry about it. I don't know what else has come out. I've been out of pocket. I literally shut it down for 2 weeks. So any stuff that's been coming out lately, because I've been on vacation, I've just been done with it. So I wanted a break. But I don't know what else is out there. Any major changes. I know there's been a lot of talk about they're getting rid of the HRA that the monies that we get for HRAs, the health risk assessments, but they're increasing our income or our commissions for next year, and getting marketing money. Well, getting the marketing money from your FMOs, I think that's still going to be dependent on your FMO. I don't know. I wish I knew more about it. But a lot of this stuff, I don't ask for marketing money. I've been doing this for a long time. I do ask marketing money from our local reps, but here's what I have found in the Medicare business: the carriers have and give their local Medicare reps money. These reps give chunks of change to FMOs. FMOs then give that money to their agents for marketing. Okay, you can also, I'm sure they reserve a little bit of money for them to directly give to you. So if you're a top producer and you go to them and say, hey, here's what I've got. I'm going to create some ads. I'm going to order leads. I'm going to do whatever. This is my marketing. Here's my plan. Look, I wrote 200 apps for y'all last year. My plan is 300 apps this year. Hey, I need 10 grand. I'll give you 5. Perfect. I'll take the 5. They reserve a little bit of money there. So I think that's still going to be intact, but I'm not 100% sure. I wish I knew more on that one. Sorry, Krista. Okay, how does the 48-hour rule rule work? How does a 48-hour rule work if they ask you to come to their house and you're doing a paper scope? It's 48 hours, guys. So you talk to the senior. Hey, Mr. Senior, this is Luis. I got your request for information. Maybe it was a business reply card, whatever. How can I help you? Well, I'm turning 65 and I want to get Medicare. Awesome. So here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to schedule an appointment with you. But here's the deal. You still have to abide by the 48-hour rule. Now, if they walk into your office, forget that 48-hour rule. If they call you forget the 48-hour rule. You can scope them and do the application right there. Okay. But aside from that, if you're scheduling an appointment, Mr. Senior, I would love to come and see you. So today is Friday. Let's do this. So there are some marketing rules. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you the scope of appointment. Remember, there's 4 ways to capture a scope. If you use a tool called Sunfire, which is a quote and enrollment tool for Medicare, you can scope them by text, by email. You can collect a paper scope, a written one, or a verbal scope. Okay, so you pick it, whatever works. So you scope them right there and then. So I'm talking to my senior and I scope them right now. My next appointment for them, and you can just tell, man, I'm booked, Mr. Senior. You come up with some whatever. I got a ton of people that I'm seeing. And also due to the Medicare rules, I can't see you for 48 hours. But you're welcome to come to my office today and we can knock it out. No, I'm not going to the office. Okay, no problem. I will come and see you, but I cannot see you till July 28th. So Friday, Saturday. I can't see you till Sunday or any time after, but it cannot be earlier than 10/26. So can I come see you at 11 o'clock on Sunday or Monday? And you book your appointment and you go see them. And you've abided by the 48-hour rule. Do not make your appointment Sunday at 9 a.m. because then you haven't, the 48 hours has not elapsed. And remember, guys, when you scope them, there's a timestamp on it. And when you do your application, there's another timestamp. So if you don't have that 48 hours and there's a complaint and they go look at it and they're gonna be like, hey, you violated the 48-hour rule by 30 minutes. They ding you, when whatever they're going to do, which is maybe some retraining or whatever. But I would definitely say be super careful. Just abide by the 48 hours. All right. Francisco, hey, Luis, talk about leads. Would cold calling work? Cold calling for ACA all day long. If you get a list, sure, why not? Okay. How many cold calls do you get? I will tell you, I get a buttload. I have 2 spam blockers or whatever. I hate them. You can always tell when it's spam because you answer and there's a couple of clicks and then they start talking. And, I hate them. So cold calling is kind of going away. I would focus, and I hate cold calling. You would think my skin is, being in this business for over 25 years, I have thick skin, but I don't. I would tell you, just go run leads. I wouldn't buy leads. I would tell you, number one, just don't go buy leads from a vendor. That's, in my opinion, for ACA, it's the worst thing you can do. You have no idea what clickbait they're using, and they're probably using some kind of clickbait. And I will guarantee you, I will bet money, $10. I'm not a betting guy, not a gambler, but I will bet you $10 that you're not the only one that they sold that lead to. They probably sold it to multiple agents because they're in the business of selling leads. So they'll sell it to multiple agents. And then also they have multiple companies under one. So they may have all these different companies and different agents. Either way, it's going to get sold to a bunch of agents. And now you're all are fighting for the same client. Best thing you can do is create your own leads. Brad, donations are okay. What Devoted said. Donations are okay. I don't know, Brad, can you kind of, I'm not understanding your comment there. Hit me back up. I had 2 trials with Agent CRM. I turned it off because Agent CRM peeps did not know anything about your workflows. So they should. I think I'm either the number 1 or number 2 affiliate. They should know. So I'm going to give you my link. Use my link. Okay. If you don't have my workflows, we're fixing to revamp them. The problem with my workflows, guys, is I got a ton of them and I was just throwing them all in there. But we're now going to, again, we're coming up with a 2.0 version, and I'm hoping by the end of this week, we're going to have it done. But use my link. And if you're like, Luis, I don't have your workflows, hit me up. Okay. Hit me up. Let's see here. There is my link for Agent CRM. I will email support at Agent CRM. and most of the time everything's in there. You just don't know where to go and find it. But what we're doing, and again, I didn't know this, guys, but I shared my own workflows, which means it had my pictures in it. It had my name in it, my agency name. Now we're revamping them where instead of having my name, it's going to have a custom field. Like, for example, it'll say agency name. So if I'm using it, it'll have my agency name. If you're using it, it'll have your agency name. So you're not going to have to go in there and change the templates. They're going to be ready to go. So we're working on revamping all that. Now you are going to have to put your own pictures on there if you want to. There's things that you're going to have to customize for you, but my workflows are there. You may have gotten somebody who maybe didn't know, but usually most of these guys know who I am. And I'm sorry that happened, but anyway, try mine again. Okay, let's continue. TJ, leadership is valuable, 100%. Leadership steers the ship. Okay, always lead from the front. So yes, I agree 100% with you. Rafael, new cancer, heart attack, and stroke plan coming for Heartland will be on fire. Yes, it will. I love Heartland, guys. They also have a short-term medical. It's like a long-term plan, but a short-term, 1 year or less. They've got some great products. Krista, compensation. Us agents, we're going to make our money, guys. They're not going to take away our compensation for Medicare sales. FMO rules are changing. Here's what I had a friend of mine who owns an FMO tell me. Luis, what they're just revamping this stuff. It's all political crap. They're trying to appease some people. But this is what he told me. He goes, Luis, right now I get, and this is just a metaphor, is the way he put it to me. I get 50 cents for marketing from a carrier, whatever. I get 2 quarters. Okay. 2 quarters is 50 cents. He goes, based on the new rules, now we're going to get 5 dimes. They're going to be separate. We're going to get the same amount of money. It's just now they're coding it differently to appease somebody who's complaining about this crap. He goes, we'll just divvy it out some other way. He goes, don't worry. He wasn't worried, so I'm not worried. It is what it is. Okay, Victor. Why did you get into insurance and what age did you start? So I'm 53. Damn, I was going to say 51. 53. 25 years. So I did it part-time. A lot of part-time work because I was a teacher. I was in the National Guard for 8 years, so I sold on the side. I did a lot of part-time until I finally made enough money to go full-time. Okay. Why did I do it? Because teacher pay, National Guard pay, it's good money, but it's not what I wanted. So I started selling insurance to make some extra money. I've got a family history of selling insurance. So my grandfather sold a ton of insurance. He was a Transamerica debit agent back in the day when agents would go and collect premiums in person. And I remember going with him or he would sit at a restaurant and people would just come in to pay their premiums on life insurance. So I hung around a lot with my grandfather, and that's just how I learned insurance. And it's been, I tell people this, at my level, there is nothing that I can do that gives me the amount of money and the freedom that I have now. But I earned it. I will tell you, 25 years, I told myself at 20 years, I'm only going to work 4 days. And I'm here at the office on Fridays. I can't take off. Okay. I have also earned the ability to go home at 5 o'clock. Still don't go home at 5 o'clock. Shit, I didn't get home till 7 o'clock last night. And it was an early night for me. So it's super hard. As a self-employed person, I will tell you, if you're not going to work 6 days, maybe 7 days a week when you're starting, you're probably going to fail. If you think you're going to work 9 to 5 as a self-employed person, you're going to freaking fail. You've got to earn the right to earn those hours. And, we worked. The one story that I share with people is back in the day, we were working 6 days a week. We wouldn't work on Sundays, but we would work till 9. That was our normal. We started early, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. We worked till 9. Okay. Because we were working a lot of car dealerships, and those car sales were selling, those dealerships were selling cars after hours, after work. And I would remember Thursday night, and this is going to date myself. How many of you guys remember CSI Miami with the redhead, that redheaded actor, Horatio? Okay. And it would come out on Thursday nights at 9 o'clock. So we would leave at 8:45. We would take off early so that that was the one show that I didn't want to miss. And I remember sometimes watching it, and I'd get a call from a salesman. Hey, I just sold another car. This guy needs insurance. Can you help me out? I'm like, no, why during CSI? And it was during the time when there was no DVRs and recording and that kind of crap. So, again, I truly feel that for new agents, you've got to earn the right to go home at 5. And I've earned it after 20 years, and I still don't do it. All right, let's continue. Brad, I agree with you. Hell yeah, Sunfire is a powerful tool, and it is a skeleton, guys. There's other enrollment tools, and all they do is they white label it and they change the name. I've seen Medicare Enrollment Center. I've seen different names, but pretty much they all do the same thing. All right. TJ, rating 1 to 3, what works best for you and your team? Inbound, Calendly, outbound. We do on our Facebook marketing, we do give the ability of people to set up appointments. Here's a problem with Facebook, with social media leads, is they go cold quick. So if they book an appointment a week from now, useless. We still call. So I would say number 1 is outbound your calls. My CRM, when a lead is created on social media, the CRM is listening. When that lead is completed, the data goes into the CRM automatically, and then it goes into a workflow which starts. It sends my reps text messages and emails. It sends the insured emails, and then it calls the rep. Hey, you got a Facebook lead. You want to talk to them? You hit 1. Within minutes, you're talking to that insured. I don't care if they booked an appointment for next week. We're talking to them right there because it's hot. Hey, John, man, thank you for clicking on my ad on social media about healthcare. How can I help you? I have an appointment next week. Perfect. Well, we'll just call you. I'm sorry to bother you right now. Sometimes I don't even look at that. But if you're available right now, we can do it right now. If not, wait till next week, but at least communicate with them. Hey, don't forget, I'm going to be calling you from this number. I'll call you next week at whatever time it is, and you go along with it. So I would say number 1, outbound, definitely. We don't get a lot of inbound calls. It just doesn't happen. Calendly would be number 3. John, is it standard that no call leads for ACA have low persistency? Oh, hell yes. It's not even the standard. It's just the way it is. Think about this. The no call leads. Who are you? If you are writing a piece of business, you're a processor. You are worthless to that insured. What did you do for that insured besides process the application? And are you sure that you collected all the data? I think the no-call lead is a piece of crap. Okay. Why would you not want to call a lead and talk to them? Why would you not want to establish how smart and important you are to them? Again, remember, you don't do this, you're nothing to them. They have no value. Okay. So by calling the insured, you're going to make sure that you collect all the data that is required for you to do the application right. Secondly, while you're talking to the insured, and let me tell you this, do you really think that they're giving you all the data? Number 1, probably not. They probably don't know that they need to give you all the data, that they need to give you everything on the household. What if they're not insuring the spouse? They may think not to give you the spouse's information. Or what if the kids have CHIP or Medicaid? They're like, I don't need to give you that. I'm not insuring them. But we need it all. The next thing, do you think that it is important for them to know that you need to have doctors and meds so that you can narrow down these plans, so that these plans aren't useless to them? It is important. Now, sometimes you strike out. I had one guy who hit me up and said, hey, I can't find, they got 8 meds, and the most I can find is 3 of them are covered. Time to have a very good conversation with an insured and let them know that you pretty much struck out. You looked at all the plans, and they're going to have to talk to their doc and maybe move to alternative meds because 5 out of the 8 are not covered. It is what it is. So I would just tell you the no-call lead system, in my opinion, I want to establish how good I am, my importance to them. I also want to establish the plan that I'm going to enroll them in. I'm just not going to put them into a $0 or the least expensive plan. Okay. Because I want to make sure I may move them into a more expensive plan, but maybe the more expensive one has all their docs or covers more of their medications. You got to have that conversation. How can you relay all that information by not calling them? Maybe you email it. What are you going to do? Create a freaking 10-page email, with tons of paragraphs? You got to have that communication. So, John, hopefully you didn't waste your money on that program. That guy, that idiot Nick Williams that does this thing, that guy couldn't spell ACA. That is the most car salesman type person I've ever seen. Well, whatever. It's his system. But I would just tell you, me personally, hell no. So yeah, I definitely think it's very, very low persistency. What are some ways to combat it? Don't no call. 2 double negatives, 2 negatives. Don't not call. In other words, call. You want to combat that crappy persistency? Call your lead. All right, let's continue. ACA leads. Yeah, I wouldn't buy them. I would create them. Hope that answers your question. If not, re-hit me. Armando, any updates on DACA? Supposedly. Okay, so if you're wondering what DACA is, I can't remember what DACA stands for, but DACA is the kids of illegal immigrants. So they're here. They're here legally, but we cannot insure them under an ACA plan. Okay, so September, it's supposed to turn on where we can insure them. And I think the earliest effective date is going to be November the 1st. So DACA is coming on board. We'll be able to insure those people, that population of people starting September-ish with effective dates on November the 1st. So it's coming on board. Victor, I did answer the question, Victor, about how I started. Okay, let's go to Timothy. Is it better to start selling final expense like some suggest, or starting ACA possible to sell enough to cover your expenses and live on when started? So final expense is just life insurance. So we're going to group it under the life insurance category. Life insurance commissions are advanced. So you go write a policy and you get advanced a whole year's commission. So you get a lot of money up front with hardly nothing on your renewals. So you're on that hamster wheel. Sell, make money. You don't sell, you don't get anything. Okay. ACA and Medicare, you don't get a lot of advance. Okay. You don't get a lot of money like you do on life insurance, but you get renewals and it's steady. So do both. Okay. Do both of them. It shouldn't be a one or the other. Offer both of them. Get that advance money on life insurance, make that money. But then remember, guys, life insurance agents, you guys are always like this. Please, please, please don't cancel, because you're going to have to pay money back. Chargebacks. On the ACA and Medicare side, hardly any chargebacks. ACA pays as earned, which means you get monthly checks. Which means when you get a check from ACA money, you can spend it. It's your money. With advanced commissions on life insurance, you spend it, but you got to know if they don't stay on the books for the 12 months, you're going to have to give some of that money back. Okay. Medicare, there's only advanced commissions for new to Medicare. So you get the 12 months and usually they don't leave anyway. So the persistency is pretty darn high with Medicare. So to answer your question, Timothy, do both of them. Okay. Get that advance money on life insurance and make that slow and steady money with ACA and Medicare. Francisco, how do you create your own leads? On Facebook. Okay. Honestly, it's not that hard, but if you have no idea, I put on here Shauna's course. You can jump on her course. And when I collaborated with her to create the course, I told her, look, you can't just make a 5-hour video. We're insurance agents. Our minds don't work like that. You got to give us little pieces to digest. So she's got a ton of little chapters. Accomplish this first, accomplish this first. And slowly you're building your account. You got to have a Facebook account. You create a business page. Then you go create your ads. And there's a bunch of stuff you got to do. But she walks you through the entire process. It's $1,500 for the course one time with lifetime updates. And every now and then she wants a special where it's $9.99. Okay. Brad, yes, thank you, Brad. Appreciate your comments there. Victor, were you always a hustler or you just learned how to hustle? I have zero business training. Okay. Zero. Okay. I didn't go to business school, interest school, nothing. How did I learn to hustle, or why did I hustle? Well, because I wanted to make some good money. I remember being a coach. So teaching, coaching till 6, and then I would leave your kids at 6 or 7, and I'd go work at a country club and give tennis lessons privately till 10 o'clock at night. And I would just recycle every day. I mean, it was consistent. And then I would either have tournaments where I would take the kids on tournaments, or I would be giving privates on the side. That's just the way I grew up. I was always hustling. So insurance is kind of the same deal. And it's really not that much of a hustle, guys. The mentality is a hustle mentality. But with insurance, I look at it as we're not salesmen. We're really educators. So we get our leads and we educate them on the insurance that they need. And I'm the least pressure. I mean, I probably suck at sales. I don't have any great sales techniques. You know, I present and I give them the option. What do you want to do? You go this way or that way, or go no way. I don't care. You pick. Make a choice. I got to roll. And when you present that attitude of not being very pushy, a lot of times the insureds, I guess they feel it. They know if they're being sold or not. Okay. The other deal is that I have learned this, and not because I went to a school. I've just learned to keep it simple. Don't give an insured 10 choices because they're like, oh, I don't know what to do. Hey, give them 2 choices, maybe 3. Okay. Good, better, best. Least expensive, a little more expensive, but a little bit better, and more expensive, way better in whatever it is. Give them 3 choices, but you're always going to know they're probably going to go with these 2. Okay. Data is amazing. No call is basically done at that point. They're still trying to adapt changes, but not a good system. I agree with you. What is the percent out of 100 Facebook leads you close? I wish I kept the metrics. I know we're just making money. I would say if we get them on the phone, let's just say I get 10 leads. Okay, I get 10. We're probably communicating with half of them because we're calling immediately. They're still on Facebook and they're getting a call from us. Now, they've already received text messages from us. They've already received an email from us, and then we're calling. Okay, all this is done within minutes, automatically on the CRM. So if we connect with them, we're probably going to close. I would say out of the 5 that we connect with, we probably close 60, 80% of them. But the point is just trying to connect with them. So maybe out of every 10 we connect with, we sell 3 to 4, somewhere in that ballpark. I just don't keep good metrics. I'm not that much. I am a numbers guy, but when it comes to that, the way I look at it is how much money have I spent and how much did we make? And I know we're making a heck of a lot more than what we're spending. Armando, do you think there's a big change to Medicare coming? No, there isn't. I know the PDP, the rates are increasing because they're covering more meds. So we're going to see more expenses there. MAPD, I have heard that they're cutting down on the benefits. So possibly higher copays and lower benefits, maybe less dental, maybe less vision, maybe less hearing. I don't know yet. I don't know. We don't have any plans yet for 2025. So, but the thing is the other deal that I tell agents is this: look, whatever it is, we're all of us are going to be in the same boat. You are going to whatever the plans change to, me and you are going to be offering the same plans to our insureds. I'm not going to have a much better plan than you, assuming we're in the same county. Okay, so it's just going to be something that goes across the board. It is what it is. I've learned not to. That's just stuff that we can't control. So don't think about it. Whatever's there is there. Yeah, if our seniors don't like it, well, too bad. It is what it is. I can't fix this. I'm just giving you what's available in your area. So I don't think there's something that you need to prepare for, Armando. Just make sure, I tell Medicare agents, look, make sure you have enrollment kits for all the plans that you offer and all the carriers. Make sure that you're familiar with them. I have a comparison sheet and it's one Google Doc with 4 sheets. I have the regular plans, dual, chronic, and PPOs. Okay, so under the regular, I have all the regular plans. So I may have United with its regular plans, and then I have Humana with its regular plans, and then I have all the carriers. So it's a long sheet. And over here on this side, it's got hospital copays or premium, maximum out of pocket, deductibles, hospital copays, doctor copay, specialist copay. I have all the benefits here, and I can across the board see in this county. Like, again, this is very hard to do if you're in multiple counties. Again, I only sell Medicare in my county. I have more than enough business. Okay, it's easy for me to do that. If you're in multiple counties, Sunfire is a great tool to help you narrow down plans. That little spreadsheet kind of becomes, it's too much to fill out for every county because the benefits are going to change county by county. So that's kind of how I prepare. Now, I tell agents the reason I love ACA is because I generate a bunch of leads from for Medicare from my ACA. So I am writing, most of my business for Medicare is new to Medicare. It's people aging into Medicare from my Medicare book. From my ACA book and my P&C book. So in the CRM, we revamped it. What you're going to see now is you've got the ability to put the date of birth of the primary insured and the date of birth of the spouse. Then I have a workflow that we created that looks for these people that are turning 64 and a half. When they hit that trigger, we get an email that says, Luis, John Smith is turning 64 and a half. Here's all his contact information. Then we're on the phone with those insureds trying to get them to come on in and help them with their enrollment into Medicare Part A and Part B. And then, of course, then we're talking about either option 1, option 2, MedSup PDP or MAPD. MD, what is her name? Shauna. It's the course is called Click to Close. I was on it right now, and there's still a wait list, so maybe she hasn't turned it on yet. But that's her. I did post the link to her course. Use my link because I get a little cut, so I would appreciate that. There's the course, guys. How do I copy it? Oh, I'm having trouble with it. Anyway, there is, let's see here. Nope, I'm trying to click on copy. But there's the link, guys. If you scroll up, I did post a link to the course. Use this link, and you get the course there, and I get a little something from that. All right. Let's continue here. All right, Luis Torres. I have a simple philosophy: take care of people, and the people will take care of you. Hell yes, man, great. You know what? Don't focus on the money. Take care of people, the money will come. I agree with you 1,000% on that. Okay. Go to Luis's channel and you will see. Yes, you know what? In fact, I will go to my channel right now, and I do have a video that I did with her. Let me put this thing here. Facebook. I will share the latest one that I have. Okay, so I'm going to post the video link here, guys, to the course. I did a YouTube with her where we kind of run down on what the course says. What is your ad spend outside? $50 a day. OEP, I do $50 a day. We write about 40 to 50 policies a month outside of OEP. Last year, during OEP, I think we crossed 1,700. All right, we did a lot of business, guys. Francisco, when does ACA certification? Early August. So they shut it down. It went dark July 12th, and we'll get an email. They say 2 to 3 weeks. So I would say early August, it will reopen. From Francisco, a Medicare question. How do you enroll new to Medicare if they have not received their card? Well, my first meeting with somebody who is 64 and a half is you can't enroll them. Okay. So when I meet with them, whether it's over the phone, I have a workflow that will let them know, hey, welcome to Medicare. You're going to, I give them warning that they need to go get their Medicare. Now they cannot enroll into Medicare A and B until they're 64 and 9 months. So 3 months prior to when they turn 65. So if you have somebody who's turning 65 in October, September, August, July, these 3 months, they can go to Social Security. They can do it 3 ways. They can do a phone appointment. They can walk in person to the Social Security office, or they can do it online. They go on there and they go talk, they figure it out, and they go and enroll into Medicare. So that's my first meeting, is guiding them onto how they go get Medicare and the fact that they need to get A and B. Remember, the people at Social Security, they're order takers. They're not advisors. They are not going to advise them to get A or B. They're going to listen to what the insured says. So they need to know that they need A and B, that there's probably going to be a premium for B, and why they need to get A and B. Okay, so that's the first order of business. When they go have that appointment, I tell them, let me know that you've done that. Now, remember, they're my insureds normally. I keep all of their data on the intake sheet. So I've got their name, address, date of birth, social. I then call the carrier. Now, I do this a couple of weeks after they've had their initial appointment to enroll into A and B. So I'm calling the carrier. Hey, I got John Smith. Okay, can you check and see if he's got an MBI number yet? Sure. They're going to ask me for their name, date of birth, social, and address. They confirm it all. And then if it's active, they will give me the MBI number and the effective date of A and B. So I will know before them. Then what I will do is I'll call the senior. Hey, Mr. Senior, congrats. You got Medicare. So I've got all your data. I need you to come in so that we can get you set up. Sometimes they'll ask me can you give me the data? I'm like, hell no. Wait till you get the card. I know what's going on. They want me to give it to them so they can go somewhere else. I am kind of a sales guy. So I'm like, I'm sorry. I can't disclose that. I have that in my system here, but let's set up an appointment for you to come in. You can wait for the card to come in the mail. You can call 1-800-Medicare and they'll give it to you. But I've got it. Why don't you come on in and let's get you set up. My people are used to coming in. So set up an appointment and it's so freaking easy. Now, let's just remember, October is the first, the start date of their A and B. So I can take them. They come in now, which is July. They can come in now and I can enroll them right now with an effective date of October the 1st. And I will go over my presentation. I will explain the pros and cons to a med sup with a PDP, and I'll explain the pros and cons of an MAPD, and I'll let them guide me on which way they want to go. So easy. And we get paid the most. All right. Yes. So RJ Caso, open enrollment is, for me, huge. We're working. I usually have extra people helping me out. I did kind of my average. We're writing about 22 to 25 a day. We're working 7 days a week. Now, in addition to closing new business, we have a huge book that we have to renew. So you're like, you have a team and you're only writing 20? Well, yeah, but you got to remember, I got thousands that I have to renew. and talk to and find other plans that they want to switch. I mean, I got a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, for me, open enrollment is huge. Francisco, so if you pay for one of those leads that do not have the car lead, do you nurture them? Yes. So remember, the leads that I'm getting from my CRM, I'm not paying for them. They're my existing clients. Okay. So those are freebies. I get an email that says, Luis, you got so-and-so turning 64 and a half. I'm not paying for that. And I will tell you, agents would give up one of their kids for turning 65 leads. I get them all the time. Sometimes I'm like, I just send them to my people. You guys call them. They're golden. Okay. So the CRM is letting me know about those leads because I have entered those people into the CRM and have put their date of birth. If you don't put the date of birth, there's no way for them to know what their age is. So you've got to put their date of birth in order for the workflow to find them and give them to you. So those are all free leads. Luis Torres, Luis, you can enroll 6 months prior in the MedSup. You can. I agree with you. Yes, technically you can enroll them. I will tell you, for me, out of every 10 clients that I get, one chooses the MedSup. One. Now, you cannot do a PDP without the Medicare number. So if you enroll them 6 months into a MedSup, well, guess what? You're going to have to wait till they get their Medicare card to enroll them in a PDP. If you're not putting them into BP, you're really screwing your client over because your MedSup does not cover prescriptions. So now you have to have 2 appointments. And that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But I'd rather knock it out a lot at one time. So yes, you can go 6 months prior enroll in the MedSup. Me personally, I don't do it. 1 out of every 10 of my clientele gets a MedSup. The other 9 are MAPD, and I need to have the Medicare number anyway. So yes, you can definitely do that. So I agree with you 100%. You can do that. I've even seen clients come in, I already got a MedSup. I'm like, what? You got a MedSup already? You don't even have an MBI number. I'm like, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, and usually I flip them anyway. Who knows what they got? I'm like, yeah, I usually like, don't worry about that. I'm going to write you up. This is what I recommend. So much better. And I end up, because they don't know who in the hell they enrolled with normally. Victor 10, I have no idea what Blitz is. Hit me back up. What happens to an ACA client when they turn 65? They can no longer have ACA. No ACA. Now, 65 is not the issue. The issue is Medicare. If they have any part of Medicare, they should not have an ACA plan. So if they have A only, no ACA. B only, which is rare, no ACA. A and B, no ACA. So it's not really the age. What it really is they should not have Medicare. They should not have Medicaid or employer coverage. Okay, because you're double insuring them for no reason, and you're going to create some tax consequences that are not good for that insured. Okay, so do they automatically lose their subsidy? They don't. You would think that they would. Now, if you're enrolling somebody new and they have Medicare, the system will catch it and you will get an eligibility notice that say, hey, this person has Medicare, prove it that they don't. But if it's somebody new, no, I've seen some insureds that have Medicare, they have an MAPD plan, and they still have an ACA with subsidies. And it's because they never canceled it. Now they're going to have some tax issues. Okay. So my insureds, when I enroll them, we tell them, hey, your plan's going to start October the 1st. You have to keep your ACA plan to the end of September so there's no lapse in coverage. Please, and we make a note. Let's make sure that we cancel your plan. I need to get it in writing that you want us to cancel. You know, even though it makes sense, you still need to have in writing the request to cancel. I wouldn't just do it because I know they have Medicare. And if you're not the agent of record, you can't cancel. Have them call their agent or have them call the marketplace to cancel their ACA plan. All right, man. I think I've hit all the questions today. Hey guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys being on here. Don't forget down below, guys, I do have an ACA 101 course. Okay, number 2, I've got my smart books for ACA and Medicare. It's a one-time purchase, and you get lifetime updates. So I'll update them. The agent CRM. If you don't have a CRM, the one that I use is the beast. Okay. And you get all of my stuff when you use my link. It's the same price if you don't use my link. So you might as well use it. Okay. Also, I do have agents. I'm a busy guy, so I've decided to do this. It's hard for me to talk one-on-one to an agent. Okay. I've got to do stuff in group settings like this. But if you want to go and you're like, Luis, I want to have a one-on-one with you. Guys, just because of where we're at right now and time constraints, I got the ability for you to go buy either a half hour of my time or 1 hour of my time. And then I shut everything off and I give you that focus for that time. And we can talk about anything you want. Okay. So all that is down in the description below. Hit me up if you have any questions. I appreciate you. In fact, we just posted there is the link tree where you can click on and you have the ability to buy all those products. Guys, I appreciate you being on here again. And yeah, book me up and I would appreciate that. Pamela, thank you for reminding me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Everything I do on the ACA and Medicare side here on this channel is to help you guys out. Every question or every video that I put out, it's because I had one of you guys ask me a question and I thought it was a great question to do a video on. So they're real life stuff. Again, I appreciate you. Thank you for reminding me that, Pamela. TJ, you're welcome. Next Friday, guys, I think we're live again. This is a crazy summer for me, guys. I just got back 2 weeks from Iceland and Greenland. I got a family trip in Orlando, a carrier trip that I won. I'm going to Moab for another trip, another 2 weeks there. So I'm traveling quite a bit this summer. So sorry for the irregularities on this one, but just bear with me. Once summer is over, we're back on track. But I think next week we're going to be on. You'll get the notification on it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Remember, this is Luis Moreno. Think Medicare, think ACA. And don't forget to like the video, comment, and please do me the favor and subscribe. Thank you, guys.